Hey there. It is Monday, January 25th at 1:40 p.m. This is for Virgo. Let's see what you need to know for your right now. Knight of Cups. Three of Cups. Oh, it's looking good. Knight of Cups, Three of Cups. I just had to say this is looking good, didn't I? The Devil card. The King of Wands. Nine of Cups. Oh, jeez. Okay, I feel like I gotta shuffle one more time. Anything else? Three. 1, 2, 3. 4 court cards. 1 major arcana. A ton of cups. 2 major arcana. Okay, let's do 3 more. A star. This is focused. That's better. This is another reason why I haven't been able to have the camera like over there so you can be looking at me, because the camera doesn't seem to focus very well and I keep having to tap the screen to get it to focus. But at least we have slightly better view of cards this way for now. One more. Thank you. Well, no, one more. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, 3 of Cups, the Devil, King of Wands, 9 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the Magician, the Star, 9 of Wands, 8 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Cups. Okay, before I get any farther into this, is any of this a romantic situation between the Virgo and these other court cards, or is this all an internal aspect of energies within the Virgo viewer? I want to get the full message clearly so you can see what the message is. So I'm not going to give you any kind of, because this isn't a collective reading, this is my Servant and the Room. Man, these cards have been coming up so much. Oh, that's a little dark. Hold on. Illuminate. Thank you. Okay. Servant and the Room. Good God, that's bright. Is that better? Gosh golly beaver. Okay. You can see my PJs. Okay, this is really uncomfortable. The light is in my face, even though it's pointing at the cards. Okay, Virgo. I'm gonna make this real easy, because it seems to be about you and what you're doing for your collective, how you're serving in the room that you're in. This is about you and how you are serving. So all these court cards have nothing to do with anybody in your life other than you. You are extending offers to people and bringing celebration where you go and with what you're doing. But there seems to be an underlying energy of doing it for kind of personal gain, kind of a thing. Or almost as if it's, because these two came out together. It's almost as if there's I want to say there's a sentiment from the universe within you to yourself that it's time to really embrace your, how do I put this nicely for the general public? Actually, I'm not going to put it nicely for the general public. I don't give a fuck. It's time to really put your intimacy and your self-confidence and how you feel about yourself in a higher vibratory manner. You don't want to be the Knight of Cups giving your Three of Cups to somebody who's using it and then giving it to someone else. You don't want to be on the low vibrational end of this, correct? You want to be on the high vibrational end of this, which means you're offering things to people with a pure and open heart. You're bringing celebration where you go. You're bringing abundance where you go. What you have, you're sharing with people. Even if you don't have a lot, you're giving it to people because you know deep down inside that the universe will give it back to you amplified. And in doing that, you gain that self-confidence within yourself that no matter how little or how much you have, when you give, you get back. Next card being here, the Nine of Cups. No matter how much you're giving, no matter how much you're worried or you're afraid or you feel confined or you feel like you've been manipulated or any of the low vibe aspects, the more you do things with an open heart and genuine intention, the more those actions will be transmuted towards a benevolent and beneficial cause and effect. Now, at a really simple level, this could be someone coming towards you for like a dinner date or something, and it could go to something more, but there seems to be a confidence issue between you and yourself, which has been playing out with around you and other people. And I say that because of this card here. She's covering her face. It's like you don't feel like you're good enough for what you have already. So you keep giving it to other people, but when you give it to other people, they just use it, for their own gain, and they look at you like you were some kind of a trophy wife or trophy partner. Like, don't partake in that energy. Don't mix your cup with the cups of others who are less than dignified in their behavior than you are. Set yourself as the standard of what you will interact with your energy, whether it be creative sexual energy or it be building foundations and structures for things, because we also have the Magician here and the Devil. So you can be creating and manifesting something, but if you're doing it with the intention of, this, Virgo. You're a Virgo. Everybody has a Virgo in their traits. You're serving, you're organizing, you're cleaning, you're decorating, you're cooking dinner for people, you're, taking care of the family, you're doing all this, you're maintaining the structures, the foundations of the earth around you. And it seems to be making you happy. You seem to be going on the right track. But there seems to be also an underlying energy of servitude within you. Like you're constantly serving without being given back. And that's that energy. And in order to temper this energy, usually you need like judgment or justice or, temperance or something. But what you have is the the King of Wands with the Nine of Cups following it. Which means even the low vibe behavior you've been enacting in or the addictions you've had, they've been fulfilling a purpose for you that has been keeping you content, comfortable, but stuck. And the way to get out of that is to fuel yourself with that fire of self-righteous anger. You know what I mean? Like, when you get pissed off enough to where you're like, oh, I deserve this, why don't I have it? Well, instead of saying, why don't I have it, be like, I deserve this and I claim it and I demand it. harness the devil energy in a positive way. So if you have like, if you want to ask someone on a date, don't wait for them to ask you on a date. You ask them on the date. Take that power back. If you are waiting to receive like a job interview or something like that, don't wait for them to call you. You call them and follow up. If there's a partner in your life who's been acting real shady and like, you know, doing sneaky things, don't confront them. Don't bring that conflict energy. Simply take your confidence, your self-worth, your ability to serve, and serve yourself. Manifest for yourself and what you want. You keep rising up and shining brighter and brighter and brighter. That way, you cover both spectrums of positive and negative. Make sense? And then with the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Magician, you've been wanting to manifest some kind of a relationship with someone, or you are in a relationship with someone that you're attempting to manifest a higher level with. But there seems to be some issue with being wounded in the past and not certain if you should move forward with this person or not. And since in the spread we have 2 kings, 1 queen, and a knight, 3 male energies, 1 female energy. The other female energies over here in tears, and the other like androgynous hermaphroditic energies over here flying away from it all. There seems to be some wounds in the past that have been influencing your manifestations. It's like the cup that you're using to manifest things that you want is being tainted by the wounds of the past that you've walked away from, but the emotions have stayed with you through the fullness of your heart. So it's like saying, oh, I'm over it, but you're really not. Oh, I've healed, I've moved on, but you really haven't. Oh, I have more than enough money to, you know, to do whatever I want, but you really kind of don't. So the bottom over here is the Queen of Pentacles, the counterpart to this, and the Ace of Pentacles beneath it. And the 3 of Pentacles tried to sneak up behind that. Oh, come on. So, in order for you to really manifest the things that you want or the experiences that you want, you have to really walk away from this, from whatever it is that has caused you pain. It could have been a fiery individual that was very charming, that was very attractive, that seemed very stable, that seemed to be giving you everything you want. But at the same time, they weren't really in it at all. And they weren't really in it at all because you weren't really in it at all with yourself. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. It's like trying to bake a cake and you have all the ingredients, but in the bowl that you're making the cake in, there was like leftover, I don't know, cinnamon from like cinnamon cookies you made before. So now the cake you're making is kind of tainted with cinnamon cookie flavor, you know? You gotta spill all those cups out. Notice she has 2 cups like the Temperance card being poured out. There's eight cups here being walked away from. 5 cups here. The 2 up there that you thought you had left, let them go. Because those 2 cups need to be cleaned. And they're only going to be cleaned with your pure intention of wanting to be who you truly are. You cannot be in... I put this card over here for some reason, under the King of Pentacles. And I'm really picking up on this, and I don't want to dig too deep in this because this reading's getting a little longer than I intended. But someone in your past has truly, it might be in a past life, it might be in a parallel life, it could be from yesterday. It's like someone's shaken your ability to trust the masculine energy in your life, whether it's within yourself or around you. Because you've been given the impression that the masculine energy only wants one thing. This guy is looking at the girl. This guy is over here looking off into every potential over here with all these cards. This girl is looking over here at the king, but he's looking over here at all the potential of everything else it could be. This king over here is looking at the pentacle, while this girl over here is looking at the king. This girl over here is looking at her cup, you know, kind of in a narcissistic way, underneath the devil, which is looking at her. But the guy over here that she's kind of looking at and wanting to manifest with that cup, because the cup is also right here, he's manifesting something to get away from everything, which then causes this. It's very, very, very this. He said, she said, this happened, that happened, blah, blah, blah. You know, like a one-night stand that won't go away, but you really like that one-night stand and you want something with them, but they keep going and coming back, leaving you stuck there holding that pentacle by yourself. You know what you should do with that pentacle? Give it to someone else. Move forward in your life. Feel it, heal it, release it. Move forward in your life. Work on yourself. Go within and look for the vibration of who you are. Does that make sense to you? Remember how, you know how when we're by ourselves and it's quiet and there's no computers on, there's no TV on, there's no music, there's nothing. It's just you. When it's just you, no thoughts in your head, no emotions, no words to respond to, no people to call, nothing. Just take this moment right here if you can and just be with you, okay? In the stillness of who you are, in the authenticity of who you are, in the harmony and the balance of everything that makes up who you are. You have the darkness in you and you also have the light in you. So if someone is in your life is expressing the dark aspects of life, they're expressing that because your auric field is emanating that energy out into the world, like the wings of a bird flapping, and they're picking up on the vibrations. So when this happens, it's not for you to keep walking away and feeling wounded. It's for you to recognize that energy and clean those cups. It doesn't mean you have to block out or constrain or restrict what you're feeling. That's actually the opposite of what you're supposed to do. What you're supposed to be doing is feeling it all, acknowledging it, and letting it be. Don't try to heal what's broken. Acknowledge that it's broken. Acknowledge that it requires healing, and give it to the universe and let the universe heal it. It's not your job to put a band-aid on every wand that comes into your life. It's not your job to walk away from every wand you thought was here for you when they were just here because they needed your healing. It's not your job to take care of your parents or your grandparents or your siblings or your so-and-so or your school or your neighborhood. It's not your job. What is your job is to take care of yourself so that the light and the healing that you embody becomes a vibration for everyone around you. It's like watching a movie and you're watching a horror movie. But if you're watching a horror movie, people around you are going to feel the vibrations of what you're feeling while watching that, including the vibration of the movie. Whereas if you switch the movie from a horror movie to a romantic comedy, you're going to feel fun and happy and attracting those experiences. So this message to you is what you're doing by yourself in your own room is sending out vibrations into the ether, whether you recognize it or not, and it's bringing to you things that aren't designed to hurt you. It's literally the universe saying, is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Isn't this what you asked for? Isn't that what you asked for? Isn't this guy what you asked for? What about this one over here? What about this here? What about that there? And you're like, bruh, universe, all I wanted was that. And the universe is like, I gave you that, and you walked away from it. And then you cried over what you walked away from. So why'd you walk away from it? And then your energy responds in saying, I thought I had to let it go. I thought I had to be free of that energy. I thought I had to, rid myself of toxicity. Correct, but that toxicity is only toxic because it's a trait within you that hasn't been cleansed. It's like having a tooth infection or having a scratch or a scar somewhere. That your arm isn't broken because it has a scar. It's just a scar. It has to heal. Your tooth isn't toxic and has to be pulled out or whatever. It's just, it's got a little bit of plaque on there or something. You just brush it off. You don't got to get rid of your whole gums or your teeth or your freaking skull, right? If you're having like health issues somewhere, you don't need to get rid of your body and get a new one. You just have to clean the waters in your body. Pour out the cups, pour in new cups. Don't go to extremes to rectify situations in your life that are there because you asked for them to be there, but you asked for them without knowing at a vibration you were in when it was a low vibration. This is why it's very important to be careful with what you're eating, what you're watching, what you're listening to, the teachings you have in your mind, the beliefs, the programming. You have to make sure that all that stuff within you is worth keeping. And if it isn't, it doesn't mean to walk away from it. See how the moon is illuminated fully? There are no lies. This is all of who you are. Accept it, embrace it, love it. Take care of all those cups. Take care of your past. Take care of every version of yourself. Lift them all up out of the water and walk forward with your entire entourage of who you are. The badass warrior, the narcissist, the empath, the light worker, the shadow worker, the dark witch, the light witch, the devil, the saint. They're all you. If you leave one cup behind, you're not going to have that cup for your 10 of cups. Then you're going to be waiting for someone else to give you that cup. And then when they give you that cup, then they're missing a cup, and then they get stuck in this energy, because then they become the person who keeps giving and giving and giving and giving. It's a cycle. This is how narcissists are created. By having an empath constantly serve until they get tired of serving, and then when they get tired of serving, they want to be served. They want to be serviced. They want to have everything given to them. And when that happens, there is a self-righteousness that isn't pleasant when it is at a low vibration, especially in between the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups. That's really emotionally manipulative energy. That's energy vampire kind of energy right there. Through passion, through emotions, through the earth, through the foundations, through the structures, through the finances, through the soul energy. Pouring water on the wounds. Yeah, pouring water on the wounds heals them, but it can also help, poison ivy grow. It can also help poison oak grow. And you don't want to be rubbing around in poison oak, do you? But also you don't want to eliminate all the poison oak in the world that there is, because it serves a function. It serves a purpose. If you have like a tree that's poison oak and it's throwing seeds everywhere, you don't want to just leave that tree to keep blooming over there. You want to take those seeds and maybe make a fence line of all those trees to keep all the, the parasitic energies out. Kind of like creating a boundary of poison. But it's actually life. It's trees, it's nature. And it's only poison to those who don't recognize what it is and abuse it. Does it make sense to you? It's like holding like the Queen of Swords holding her sword. She can either use that sword to cut, or she can use that sword to hold truth within herself and for those around her. You can harness this devil energy to bring in lots of frivolous experiences, or you can use that devil energy to uplift your life and manifest things with negative emotions, because your negative emotions are valid. You don't want to keep clearing them and pushing them away, because they keep coming back. So when they come back and you're like, oh no, the negativity's back again, oh no, the poverty, the this, the that, blah blah blah, don't respond to it. Take that energy and manifest it into something. Draw something, create something, assist the people around you, plant something, help the children around you. But first and foremost, don't do it as a server. Do it as a healer. And don't do it as a healer in a way where it's like you're healing the sick. Do it as in a way where you're showing people that not everything needs to be left behind. Some things are dirty because they were dirty, so you would leave them behind on purpose. Because this cup can be filled with the purest water, but if your eyes are being deluded and deceived by the devil energy, then you might leave this cup behind and think that that dove is a dragon that's trying to eat you. You might think that cup is full of scales and poison and like, horrible little explosions going off in there. But if you simply take a minute and look at it, you'll see it's pure love. It's pure love that just needs a little more light. The goddess card. Zahmet again. Wow. The Red Lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving a voice to it. Wow. Wow. Okay. Honor your anger by giving a voice to it. Because let's face it, when you're in this state, there's a lot of anger, isn't there? When we're in this state, there's a lot of anger, isn't there? Even underneath this, there's a lot of anger underneath that grief, isn't there? Why did this happen to me? Why did nobody protect me? Why did nobody take care of me? Wasn't this love worth it? Wasn't the pain worth the beauty of this love? Why did they leave? Why is nothing I'm doing working? Why is everything a burden? Why is everything painful? Why does everything affect me in such a way? Where is the illumination of the full moon? Guess I'll just leave everything behind and go the other way. And then you go the other way, and where do you go? Back towards this energy, which has you going back towards the same energy that had you leave in the first place. Anger. What are you angry about, Virgo? I know what I'm angry about. But what are you angry about? And how are you using that anger to create something instead of to destroy and control? It's the same energy. The same energy that the sun uses to shoot out a solar flare is the same solar flare that can destroy a planet or illuminate an entire solar system, and then travel past that solar system to others. Light is infinite. So are you using it to destroy, or are you using it to create? Everything you feel is valid. Everything. Just don't give it the power to destroy you or those around you. Instead, give it a voice and voice it with integrity. Everything you've been through for a reason, and it hasn't been to destroy you, it's been to build you up. But first, the things that need to be destroyed so that you can rebuild from the ruins properly. I'm surprised the Tower card didn't show up. Anything else for Virgo? Five of Pentacles. Feeling left out in the cold, having money issues, feeling alone, feeling like you're carrying the weight of the world on your back, feeling like you're the one that has to support everybody and no one's holding on to you to support you, and every time you give Pentacles away to people, it's just you being stuck and no one's giving back to you. That's okay. Keep giving. There's a reason for it. There's a reason why you think, you have to hold on to what you have, and then every time you give something, it doesn't come back to you. Like you're left with less than what you already had, which wasn't much to begin with. There's a reason for it. The reason being, your heart is being opened. Your capacity to trust is being increased. Your ability to utilize different emotions and different sensations, different cups, is being expanded on. So let's say you're clairvoyant, but you've been using clairsentience this entire time and you haven't been very good at it. Or let's say you've been a painter, but you're really a really good musician, but you don't know because you've been constantly doing painting and not getting anything back from it. And the universe is like, it's okay. Keep doing what you're doing, because what you're giving is going into the universe and it will come back to you. Nothing is lost. Nothing. Love is never lost between people. Money is never lost. Money is God in action. So you are God in action, therefore you are money. What you need will be provided for you. What you desire, what you demand, what you command. You can do it in a negative way or you can do it in a positive way. It's up to you. But keep moving. Even they're moving. See that? Broken legs, cold, etc., and they're still moving through the snow. They're not stopping to be like, no, I can't move on. If I move on and let this go, then I'll have nothing. But if you keep moving, you get everything back. You just have to find the right moment in yourself, that vibration. You know what it feels like when when you have, on payday, let's use that as an example. You know what it feels like on payday, right? Excitement, joy. You can, like, the path is open to buy all the stuff you need to get, your necessities, your luxuries, and that anger turns into an excitement and, go get 'em kind of an attitude, right? But when there isn't money, that same go get 'em attitude turns into, I'm gonna hold them instead until next month when I get paid, until next Friday when I get paid. But in doing that, you're pulling the energy back into, I don't have enough. But if you're at, I don't have enough, and you keep giving, then what you get is something completely different being brought back to you. Because you're not just doing it for financial reasons or materialistic earthly reasons. You're giving because you actually have a really good heart, and it's what you do. So keep giving and allow yourself to receive in return. You can't receive like this, but you can receive like this. You see how twisted it is? This guy over here, well off, warm, has his kingdom, has whatever he has, holding on to all these things, but he can't get more. These guys barely have anything, and they keep giving to other people because the poor are always the first to give. And they keep giving and giving and giving, and they keep moving and moving and moving, but they have each other. They have more to give of themselves. And when you do that, the universe rewards you with people who can give you things back in return. But if you get to a point where you're like, oh, I only have, $100, I'm not going to spend it. The universe is like, okay, well, sit there. Because you got to spend that $100 so you get to zero so that the bank account can go back up again. Does it make sense? I'm using money as an example because of the pentacles, but you can use this for anything. It's like giving too much of yourself in relationships. Taking care of too many people and not taking care of yourself. There comes a point in the equilibrium of balance, of give and take, where when you get to the center point, even if you, give or take, there's still movement. But when the movement stops, there's no motion, there's no gain, there's no momentum. So even if you're doing something that you're like, oh, this isn't going to work. Like me, for example, oh, I've been doing card readings for years, it's not going to work. I don't know, maybe the next freaking card reading I do, I'll get like $20 billion donations and I can buy everybody their own houses. I don't want the money. I'd rather give the money to everybody else and form charities and orphanages and wildlife sanctuaries. What do I need? Just a fucking pair of shoes and cat food and groceries for myself. But if I'm gonna keep personally, if I'll just keep sitting here and be like, oh, I'm so poor. Okay, you're still poor. Oh, I don't have anything. Okay, well, you don't have anything. Oh, well, I don't have anything, but I'm gonna go cook something for one of my neighbors so they don't have to cook today, so they can relax. Boom, soulmate connection. Oh, I don't have anything, but my sister wants, a puppy. What am I gonna do? Well, I can spend my time on Facebook looking through marketplaces for puppies and, give her the connections. Or I can sit there and be like, oh, I don't have a puppy, so I'm not going to help them find a puppy. F that. Okay, well, F that. Sit your ass down. Do nothing. Or put action towards something and, boom, soulmate connection. And who knows what the person I'd be talking to about the puppy has. Maybe they have a bag of cat food for Lily or something, I hope this makes sense to you. This has gotten way longer than I intended, but I guess you needed to hear what you needed to hear. May this serve you, Virgo. Let's do a final advice card over. I want you to see what I'm pulling because I'm not doing this with any kind of revenge. Ooh. Use this energy, Virgo. Use this energy. It's like the Two of Swords and the Queen of Swords in one, but really pissed off with the Five of Swords energy. Use this energy for yourself. Create some really beautiful artwork. Paint something, write a poem. Go like till the soil. Maybe like exercise really, really, really effectively. Like sweat your butt off. Or maybe have revenge and just freaking clean your entire apartment and redecorate and beautify everything. Maybe have, you know, get revenge by having a complete makeover for yourself. Transmute the negative aspects of revenge to benefit you and those around you. You can do this without harming anyone. Once you learn to master the darkness within you, nothing can stand in your way. Nothing. Even the shadows will dance at your feet. Even the waters will carry you. The sky will shield you, and the night will be your companion. But first you have to harness that revenge energy, that dark devil energy within you, because the more you keep leaving it outside of you, the more it's going to be outside of you, and it's going to abuse you by making you do things for people that you feel like you're doing good, but you're doing it out of the expectation of being seen as good, which is causing some kind of a mental disturbance within you that has you feeling like what you're doing isn't worth it or whatever. It's like instigatory self-sabotage from the universe. Being like, oh, you want to keep giving? Here, keep giving, keep doing this. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing it. And the universe is like, why are you doing it though? Why are you doing that? And you're like, because that's what good people do. And the universe is like, are you really a good person though? And you're like, yeah. And the universe is like, really? And you're like, yeah, I really am. And then the universe goes to you, then why are you sitting in this? Because you didn't harness this.